last week, Asia Society and you back in the US hosted US Secretary of State Tony Blinken, who sort of gave his sort of defining speech on the US-China policy. And there's a line in the speech that I wanted to quote and then ask you about it. And the line is like this, and I quote, "Beijing's vision would move us away from the universal values that have sustained so much of the world's progress over the past 75 years. Let's put a pin into what universal values exactly are and what Tony Blinken means when he says that. Here's something that always trips me up, is that he refers to Beijing's vision. And it seems to me that over the last years, many people have written about China becoming more powerful, eventually overtaking the US, kind of ruling the world. And while that all may be true and may be happening, I have yet to hear, I think, sort of a convincing formulation of what Beijing's grander vision for the world that they're supposed to be ruling soon is. So beyond, preservation of power and securing influence, is there a larger vision that the Chinese leadership under Xi Jinping has for the world as they would like to run it?
Yeah. Because I'm old-fashioned and Australian, I don't like seeing people stand up. So there are 5 seats down the front here. So
those are actually need to be blocked off for the cameras, I was told.
Oh, I'm sorry. You've got to stay where you are. I was going to try and find you somewhere to sit. So please don't worry about me. Just find somewhere to sit, because this will go on for a while, and I don't want people to be. So I don't care if you shuffle around and all the rest of it. I've just been kissing babies for 5 weeks. Nothing surprises me. So let's go to this question of what is the worldview? And I think that's probably the best term. What is China's worldview under Xi Jinping? I think there is an underpinning reason, Nico, why it's important to understand this, because China now has just celebrated the 100th anniversary of the establishment of the Chinese Communist Party. It's been the ruling party in China since 1949. It is a Marxist-Leninist party which, in the year 2022, takes Marxist-Leninist ideology deadly seriously. So therefore, understanding concepts of worldview, the Chinese term is 世界观, worldview is really important because it is the organizing principle within which reality is viewed. It may seem arcane for those of us in a post-communist, as it were, West. But in my attempt to understand the worldview, I've had to reread the ideological underpinnings of Xi Jinping's view of the world. And on that score, there has been no leader since Mao who has written so much on Marxism-Leninism than Xi Jinping. There are multiple texts out there which define his attachment to the ideology and the fact that his analysis is that the collapse of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union was because they went soft on ideology, and therefore the Chinese Communist Party should not face the same fate, and it must therefore begin with an ideological rebuilding of the party. So I think it's important we understand that.